She wasn't breathing normally anymore. Rachel Morrison watched through barely open eyes as Marcus Webb, the man she'd hired 7 months ago, the man her 5-year-old daughter called Uncle Marcus, moved through her darkened Chicago office toward the classified documents she'd deliberately left exposed. He didn't check if she was truly asleep on the couch. He went straight for her desk. The encrypted tablet sat exactly where she'd positioned it. Wait. His footsteps halted. A drawer opened. Then came the sound that stopped her heart, the soft click of a phone camera. Either he was the insider destroying her company, or something else entirely. And his next move would determine everything. 10 months earlier, Rachel had inherited hell disguised as a fortune. Her father's funeral drew 250 people, defense contractors, Pentagon officials, board members who told her how proud he'd be. But the encrypted files that arrived 4 days later revealed the truth. Morrison Strategic Systems wasn't just a defense contractor. It was a pipeline moving weapons technology to sanctioned regimes. Her father's final voicemail haunted her. Trust nobody on the board, Ratch. Nobody. The FBI came 9 months later. Agent Chun was 43, sharp-eyed, carrying evidence thick enough to bury Rachel. We know about Belgrade, the shell corporations, the Cayman accounts. Your father didn't work alone. I didn't know, Rachel whispered. We believe you. But belief doesn't stop prosecution. Cooperate and we clear you. Resist, you go down. So Rachel cooperated, handed over files, wore wires to board meetings, played the grieving daughter while her world collapsed. But classified data kept leaking to Titan Core Defense. Someone inside was bleeding them dry.
Before we continue, please comment below where you are watching from, and don't forget to subscribe.
That's when Marcus Webb entered her life. VP of Operations, late 30s, quiet competence. Widowed, raising his 7-year-old daughter Emma alone. Emma had severe allergies requiring an EpiPen constantly clipped to her bag. She and Rachel's daughter Lily became inseparable at the company daycare within a week. Marcus was patient in ways that tightened Rachel's throat. When Emma had an allergic reaction during a field trip, he dropped everything, driven across Chicago with her EpiPen, sat with her murmuring reassurances so gentle it made Rachel want to weep. She'd started trusting him. Operational decisions, strategic planning, daily management of a company she was dismantling from within. She'd even imagined, late at night, that maybe she wasn't so alone. Then the anonymous note arrived. Your VP meets someone at Millennium Station every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Check his laptop. Security logs showed Marcus had access to restricted files 19 times in 3 months. Always after hours. Those files contained everything the FBI had given her. Agent Chun was blunt. If he's the leak, we need hard proof. So Rachel figured out. Planted false documents. Loaded surveillance software onto a decoy tablet. Told Marcus she'd be gone until 1 a.m. Then returned early, locked herself in, and stretched out on the couch, heart hammering, waiting. Now, lying motionless, Rachel listened to betrayal. The drawer opening, papers shifting, his phone camera clicking. Each click was a nail in Hope's coffin. But then everything changed. Something heavy was set down. A soft electronic hum swept the room. A bug detector. He was sweeping her office for surveillance devices. The hum stopped near her couch. She heard him crouch, heard the soft click of something removed from under the side table, the listening device she'd planted. Forgive me, Rachel, he whispered, but I need the truth. Then she heard metal sliding from under his shirt, a badge scraping against his phone. In a screen's glow, just briefly, she saw the engraving. Webb M. FBI, organized crime. Her mind exploded. FBI. He wasn't stealing. He was investigating her. He thought she was running her father's network, not destroying it. They'd circled each other like predators, each convinced the other was guilty, while the real threat moved freely, unseen. She sat up. Marcus spun, hand going to his concealed weapon. City lights turned her into a silhouette. They stared across darkness. Show me your ID, Rachel said. He pulled out credentials. FBI badge. Special Agent Marcus Webb, Organized Crime Division. Rachel pulled Agent Chen's card from her pocket. She recruited me 11 months ago. I'm not running my father's network. I'm burning it down. Color drained from Marcus's face. Jesus Christ. You're the asset. I thought you were the target. And I thought you were the leak, Rachel said, hand shaking. Then his phone buzzed. An alert notification. Her company's server. Someone was accessing classified files. Right now, Rachel pulled up security on her laptop. The camera feed loaded. Server room, 2 floors down. A figure in black, plugging a drive into the terminal. Small frame, dark hair in a tight bun. Diana, Rachel whispered. Her executive assistant. She's been here the whole time. Marcus opened tracking software. I tagged her car. She's heading north, Evanston direction. Rachel stared at her phone. A text from the child care service, confirming Ms. Park picked up Lily and Emma at 12:35, as authorized. The world tilted. She has them, she whispered. She has her daughters. Marcus's face went white. Emma left her EpiPen on my desk. She needs it every 6 hours. They ran for the elevator. The tracker showed Diana's car at an abandoned industrial complex near the lake. Agent Shin's voice crackled through speakerphone as Rachel drove. Do not engage. We're 16 minutes out. Emma needs her EpiPen. Marcus said, voice stripped to desperation. 16 minutes might as well be 16 hours. They pulled up at 1:09 a.m. In sudden silence, they heard it, a child's panicked crying echoing from inside. The warehouse door hung open. There, in that vast emptiness, were Lily and Emma. Hands zip-tied behind backs, Lily's arm around Emma's shoulders as the smaller girl cried. Both looked up as Rachel and Marcus appeared. Mommy, Lily whispered. Perfect timing, said a voice from shadows. Diana stepped into light, but she wasn't alone. Beside her stood Richard Brennan, 68, board member, her father's closest friend, the man who'd given the eulogy. Rachel felt something shatter. Uncle Richard? Not your uncle, Richard said coldly. Your father's partner, his architect. You were supposed to inherit and keep quiet, but you had to play detective, bring in the FBI. You're the leak, Marcus said. You've been selling to Titan Core while setting up Rachel. Titan Core is mine, Richard said. Has been for 6 years. I've been destroying Morrison Strategic from inside while building my company with your secrets. When the FBI moves, all evidence points to you, Rachel. You'll spend 30 years in prison while I consolidate power. Emma's breathing was getting worse, desperate, wheezing gasps. Marcus stepped forward. Let me give her the EpiPen. Stay where you are, Richard said, aiming his gun at the children. Or, I shoot you in front of your daughter. Rachel pulled out the decoy tablet, held it where Richard could see. I've been recording everything. Every confession. Already uploading to secure servers. Even if you kill us, the FBI gets everything. It was a lie. The tablet's battery had died hours ago. But Richard didn't know that. You're bluffing, he said, but uncertainty crept in. Want to bet your empire on it? Rachel stepped forward. You're a coward, Richard. You let my father take all risks. You let Diana do your dirty work. Now you're holding children hostage because you're too weak to face consequences. Richard's hand tightened on the gun. Then Marcus moved, fast, impossibly fast, tackling him as the gun discharged, shot echoing through the warehouse. Rachel was already running, sliding to her knees beside Emma, fumbling with the EpiPen. The little girl's lips were turning blue. Breathe, sweetheart, Rachel whispered, pressing the EpiPen to Emma's thigh. You're safe. Then sirens, and the warehouse flooded with light as FBI vehicles surrounded the building. Agent Shin burst through with armed agents. Rachel cut zip ties, pulled Lily into her arms. Marcus gathered Emma up, and the 4 of them collapsed together on cold concrete while federal agents swarmed. We're okay, Lily whispered. Mommy, we're all okay. Rachel realized the all included Marcus, that her daughter had decided he was family. 4 months later, Rachel sat in a co-working space in Lincoln Park, surrounded by conversations and espresso machine hiss, feeling more peaceful than she had in years. The Morrison Accountability Initiative was small, just her 3 lawyers, handful of volunteers, but it was real, clean, hers. She dissolved her father's company, every legal penny going to weapons trafficking victim funds. Lily was happier, more time with her mother, more park afternoons, weekend pancakes. She'd started drawing again, pages of crayon families and dogs. One Saturday, Marcus appeared at her door with Emma, holding a package. You forgot this. FBI returned it. The encrypted files. Her father's sins. Come with me, Rachel said. They walked to the park, Lily and Emma running ahead. Found an empty fire pit. Rachel tore pages from the files one by one, feeding them to flames, watching her father's empire turn to ash. Marcus stood beside her, hand on her shoulder, saying nothing. Just stayed, bore witness. When the last page burned, Rachel turned to him. I tested you. I pretended to sleep, set a trap, because I was too afraid to trust. I am sorry. I investigated you, Marcus replied. Documented your every move, because it was my job, and I forgot you were a person. I'm sorry too. Emma asks about you every night, Marcus said. She wants to know when she'll see Lily again. Lily draws you into every picture, Rachel admitted. She's already decided your family. And what have you decided? Rachel looked at him, this man who'd been her enemy, her ally, her mirror. I've decided trust isn't something you have. It's something you build every day, one choice at a time. Marcus smiled, the first real smile she'd seen since the warehouse. Then let's build it. They started small. Coffee dates with the girls. Saturday playground afternoons. Dinners where Marcus cooked, Rachel did dishes, and the girls built couch cushion forts. 13 months later, Agent Shin came to Rachel's backyard barbecue with wine. Richard Brennan was serving 38 years. Diana Park had taken a plea deal. Morrison Strategic had been dissolved, assets distributed to victim funds. That night, after guests left and the girls slept upstairs, Marcus and Rachel sat on the porch swing in summer darkness. He took her hand. She didn't pull away. You know what's wild? Rachel said softly. A year ago, I thought trust was a luxury I couldn't afford. Now I know it's the only thing worth investing in. Above them, stars emerged one by one. Inside, their daughters dreamed of futures where family wasn't defined by blood, but by the daily choice to show up, to stay, to build something beautiful from ashes. Rachel had tested Marcus that night in her office, set a trap to catch a traitor, and instead found something far more precious. A man as afraid as she was, as lonely, as desperate to protect the people he loved. Marcus squeezed her hand. Rachel squeezed back, and in that small gesture lived all the words they'd never needed to say, all the apologies and promises already being lived day by ordinary day in 1,000 small choices to stay, to trust, to build a life together. The swing creaked softly, and somewhere in the house one of the girls laughed in her sleep, and Rachel closed her eyes, not to test, not to trap, but simply to rest, knowing that when she opened them again, he would still be there.